You're listening to UCW Radio.
In your face.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
You know what I mean?
Money to be made in a place like this.
Money never sleeps, pal.
You're crazy. Don't run when you lose. Don't whine when it hurts.
You know what it takes to sell real estate?
It takes brass.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
All right, welcome to Money Never Sleeps. This is a show where we talk about anything and everything that impacts the flow of money from around the corner to around the world. And I've been speaking about cryptocurrency over the past few weeks and Bitcoin and what's going on because it is important. Anyone that's an investor in any, whether it's stocks, bonds, in the market at all, they have to embrace what's going to happen. Okay, there's a lot of opportunities that are out there. There's a lot of growth in this space. The cryptocurrency space has matured tremendously over the past few years, and it's going to continue to mature as bigger players get involved. And I had a show about the rise of the cryptocurrency, and basically the cryptocurrency market is going mainstream. You have more people understanding or even knowing about Bitcoin, about other cryptocurrencies, okay, with the likes of Elon Musk and other players out there basically, touting it, and on social media, people are gaining interest in it. What I don't, what I don't understand, it's not that I don't understand it. I do understand why it transpired. But when Elon Musk with Tesla, when they took that position in Bitcoin, it was to hold on to it and to do something greater. Basically, it seems to me that part of that was sold off. Okay, so it became more of a partial trade. The way I look at it, I mean, yeah, I don't fault anyone for taking money off the table. But if you're trying to build trust in something and your intent is to bring attention to something for a greater purpose, for something, to make it, like with Bitcoin, to make it, more of a utility that it can be utilized for commerce, even if you lay something on top of it. Okay, I think that was the intent. I don't know what transpired. The bottom line is, with certain cryptocurrencies, the utility needs to be there. And I keep saying it, the utility is key. The utility is key. You had, the SEC, basically, they can't, there've been rumors out there that they're gonna shut down Bitcoin. They're gonna shut down this, shut down that. You can't just attempt to do that because cryptocurrency aren't just in the United States. They're global. And you can't just go shut down an entire ecosystem because it suits the needs of whatever country it may be. I mean, this is new technology and people are beginning to embrace it. And I think that as there's more of an understanding of what can transpire, you're going to have a lot more growth potential. Okay, that's like saying, hey, we're going to shut down the entire NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange because over-the-counter bulletin board pink sheet stocks, they plague the market, so we're going to shut down everything. How does that make sense? You have good and bad players, and the bottom line is, on the crypto market, you have just a handful of cryptos that have a utility that's gonna continue to scale. Okay, Bitcoin itself, there are a lot of rumors about Bitcoin not capping out at the $21 million coin mark. That the community was going to come together and try to expand that. I mean, I don't know how that would be. I don't even know how that would increase the value of it or continue to make it a utility. Because if you're doing that, then basically you're looking to become a currency. I think Bitcoin, it being capped out, just like gold, just like silver, you have a limited supply in the world, and that's what brings the value. Like diamonds are a fantasy. Okay, that people think that diamonds are really extremely rare. You have a few select diamonds that are rare, but diamonds within themselves, they're not rare. They're not rare. You have an abundance of them, and I don't want to get into De Beers and what they've done and all that other stuff. All I know is that it's an illusion. Gold, on the other hand, precious metals, on the other hand, they are not an illusion. There is a limited supply. Even though people are still mining and trying to mine, they have to mine more to get more out. So you have to mine a ton or 2 or 3 tons of dirt, of earth. You have to move it to get a little bit of gold. So it's going to be, if you look at things in that light, the supply and demand story with Bitcoin is what works, and having that store of value is what works. This is what can take a Bitcoin and make it worth, a few hundred, you know, $1,000, a coin. It's possible because if you have a limited supply and people want it and they're utilizing it, and not itself, not Bitcoin itself as it being used for transactions, but have something on top of it that's doing that. And this is where it becomes very interesting. Very interesting. Look at Ethereum and what they've done and what they continue to do. Other cryptocurrencies, they're doing things like that. They're adding more value. Okay, and I haven't spoken about this, but Pico Novus as well. That's doing something interesting, and that's going to continue to come out and continue to enhance. And this is stuff that I'm going to be speaking about later this week because I think it's really, really intriguing of the evolution of the cryptocurrency market and what's happening. It's no more of the days of hiding in dark shadows and doing and doing peer-to-peer transactions where you had to go do it quietly because no one understood. And now you have the pointing that with money laundering and all this stuff. The days of Mount Gox are gone. And if you think for a second that people have the ability to hide because Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies are untraceable, the bottom line is it's not true. All right, you have exchanges out there, Coinbase and other exchanges, and they're custodians. Now you have brokerage firms that are going to be custodians. So you have big banks and brokerage firms that are starting to embrace this growth in the cryptocurrency market. So they are going to be custodians of these assets, of these digital assets, even NFTs. Watch, they're going to be custodians of that too, because there's money in it. There's money in protecting people's assets. They become your personal securities force to protect your assets so nothing can go wrong. And plus, they're insured. Now, how does that change the game? Okay, when you have banks that are insured for losses, and now they become custodians of your crypto, don't you think that includes that? I would think so. They're going to have adjusted insurance policies. So basically, it's protecting the holders of these assets. So a lot of things are going to evolve, and I keep talking about it. And it's funny, I speak about something that I'm reading about it a couple of weeks later somewhere else. The bottom line is the way I see things. We're still in the infancy. Things are evolving. Mainstream is basically catching on. So on Main Street, more people are speaking about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and everything else than I've seen in a long, long time. When someone comes to me that knows nothing about this market and they ask me about it, hey, what's up with Bitcoin or what's up with this? The bottom line is that's telling me something. That's telling me something. So the rise of the cryptocurrency is here. Again, the ones that have utility are the ones that are going to work out. You have NFL players. Someone from the Kansas City Chiefs recently, I mean, like a day or two, even yesterday, they requested their entire salary be paid in Bitcoin. Risky, smart move. We don't know. That's it could be a smart investment. If it works out. If Bitcoin does what people think it's going to do, it can be a really smart investment. And I think in the world of professional sports, a lot of young athletes are going from college to the NFL, the NBA, MLB, soccer, things of that nature. And I think that the financial literacy part of it has to be brought to light, so that when you're making these big paychecks, you want to be able to take that and help that money to grow. And maybe cryptocurrency is one of those areas to do that. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, I have my views. I'm not, I'm not saying that you shouldn't or you should, but my views are, Bitcoin as a store of value makes sense. Okay, the limited supply makes the most sense. If they go and mess around with that, it's going to mess around with the true value of it. And people, again, when you hold your cryptocurrency at an exchange, at a brokerage firm, a bank, whatever the case may be, because even U.S. Bank now is gonna be a custodian for cryptos and other digital assets. So you're doing that; they're holding your assets. That's how they're protecting it. Even though you have exchanges like Coinbase, which basically they also allow you to be independent of them and have your own wallet. Is it good? Is it bad? The bottom line is if something goes wrong, where's your protection? You run a trade, you do something, where's your protection? That's where the question comes in to me, as far as I'm concerned. So how the brokerage firms are going to do it, they're going to do this the same way they do anything else, the same way they do with gold or stocks and bonds and things of that nature. They're the holders of your assets, and that increases their assets under management. That increases their capitalization of their firm. So it makes sense. It makes sense for them to do it. It's going to put them in a more powerful position, and it's going to help. It's going to help expand the reach of cryptocurrencies in general. It's not just about Bitcoin. It's not just a Bitcoin story. It's a cryptocurrency story. And again, and I have to stress this, and I'll say this a million times until people start hearing it, the utility of the crypto is what matters. You have cryptos that are trading, and really, I don't see the utility. Same thing I said about the Doge or the Doggy or however you want to pronounce the coin. There's no utility. People are trading it like it's a casino, and to each his own. Ripple, the company itself, saying it again, they have great technology and they're doing some great things. XRP itself, it's not a representation of the company. So once that gets a utility, that true value is going to be unlocked. But you have a lot of coins out there too. So, we'll see what happens. But, and Ethereum, just what they're doing is pretty amazing. So we're in the technology here. To me, is amazing technology, and it's just the beginning. And blockchain. This is where true truth comes to play. And there's so much utility for blockchain. And beyond crypto, there's a lot of stuff. Crypto's built on blockchain. Blockchain itself is going to change how we live our lives in a lot of different ways. You just don't know it yet, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. All right. Anyway, on that note, that's my piece on cryptocurrency and my view on what's going on. And I think that, Bitcoin, even though it's mounting a comeback, again, whether Bitcoin goes up or down over the next few months, I believe in the next year or two, you're going to see this really rise where it should be. Again, as long as they don't mess around with the supply, what the circulating supply or the total supply that can be done, and when they start doing that, that's when it's going to bring the value into place. Like saying, okay, we can just print more, we can just mint more Bitcoin because it's convenient to us to do that. Okay, what makes Bitcoin and cryptocurrency unique? You can break a coin down to a millionth. So many decimals, you can break it down. So what's the purpose? What would be the purpose of allowing more to be minted? Think about that. Think about it. Anyway, on that note, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and wish you guys a fantastic Tuesday and have a fantastic rest of the trading day.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
All opinions expressed by Louis Velazquez on the Money Never Sleeps radio show and its website are solely his opinions and do not reflect the opinions of the UCW radio show or their parent company or affiliates. and may have been previously disseminated by him on television, radio, internet, or another medium. You should not treat any opinion expressed by him as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of his opinion. His opinions are based upon information he considers to be reliable, but neither the UCW radio show nor its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries warrant its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be relied upon as such. The UCW radio show, Luis Velazquez, its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries are not under any obligation to update or correct any information provided on the radio show or on the website. His statements and opinions are subject to change without notice. No part of his compensation from the UCW radio show is related to the specific opinions he expresses. Please read the full disclaimer on MoneyNeverSleepsRadio.com.